What's important for kids when they take voice lessons is like for the parent that the parent trusts the teacher and doesn't intervene too much. Parents, we love you. But also please let us do our jobs.
Yeah.
And if we say that, hey, like your kid is really great, but we really have to be careful with the belting, like we have to work on our head voice so that we can keep the instrument healthy, because we see this all the time. Our job as teachers then is to be like, all right, cool, they love doing this, but we also need to make sure that we do this other stuff so that they can sustain the belty thing so that, they're not blowing out their voice, right? If we say that and then you're like, but I want my kid to belt or whatever, then it's going to be really hard for everybody involved. There's a process to get there, and us as the teacher. And
obviously, we do love and care about your child, and we will do our best with them.
Yeah. Yes.
100%.
Yes. Hey Voxstar, and welcome to From Singer to Artist. I'm Lara Chapman, award-winning singer and songwriter turned viral vocal coach and the host of this show. At VoxTape Studios, we help singers from all over the world level up their voices by teaching them the 3 fundamental skills all singers need: technique, awareness, and artistry. Whether you're looking to go pro or just develop your voice for fun, my team and I are here to help. Check the link in the description to book your first session or grab some of our other resources. Alrighty, are you ready? Let's get started. We've got an episode for the parents out there. And with me in the studio, we have Coach Kate and Coach Juliana from our team. Thank you both for joining me. You guys are working with some of the youngest singers that we have at our studio. We have very few kids, because a lot of times kids go do in-person lessons and we only do online, but every so often we do get kids wanting to enroll in lessons. And so we wanted to create this episode for parents out there who have kids that love singing and they might want to do some singing lessons, and just give you a little bit of a better understanding of like, when is it right to enroll your kid in singing lessons? What do you expect? What can you do to support your kid best in a singing lesson so that they get out of it what they need? And things like that. Okay. So for me, I wanted to take voice lessons way before I was allowed to. In Switzerland, the music school that I went to, so we have like public school where you go to school, like math and stuff. And then you have like regional music schools where you go take piano lessons and, like the after school activities essentially. Yeah. But they're all like regional. So you go to the music school in your region. You can't go to another one. Unless it's a private one, then that's something else. But anyways, I was already taking piano lessons at that school, and I really wanted to do singing lessons because I really loved singing and I knew I needed help. But they were not allowing anybody under the age of 13 to take singing lessons. So I guess it's like a puberty thing. I don't know, but I had to wait. It was like 2 months or so before I turned 13 when I could enroll. Like you can enroll in the semester you turn 13. So that was, for me, that was the winter semester when I was 12 to 13. And so I had to wait to take voice lessons. When did you guys start voice lessons?
I started at 9 years old.
Wow.
I started early.
I started choir when I was like 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which, like, singing.
Yeah.
We sounded like little angels because it was like,
Your little voices.
it was so freaking cute. And it was like kind of like Catholic and religious. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like little. It sounded really cute. Like I've seen videos. But that's when I started like my music journey. But it wasn't like a one-on-one, like, price your talent, whatnot.
Yeah.
But that's technically when I started. But like, one-on-one lessons, I was probably like 11.
Okay. Yeah, I did like, piano lessons. I did choirs in school, like the extracurricular choirs and bands and stuff. But one-on-one voice lessons, I had to be 13. I was like, I want to do it now.
I wonder, because I had a similar situation where my mom was looking for voice lessons for me too. And some teachers would not take, there were 2 things that you could not have. Well, you needed to have your period if you were a girl, and you couldn't be a cheerleader.
What?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because they did not want you like yelling.
Interesting.
And I didn't have my period because I was 9.
Yeah.
And I did do cheerleading. A fun fact.
Oh,
I was just like 2 years I did it, and it was fun. It was cute, but that I'm wondering if they were waiting for girls to get their period, because it's very common. Like your voice is going through a lot of changes, so it might have just been like waiting for your period, but they didn't want to obviously say that to 13-year-olds. I would embarrass them so much.
Yeah, I think they just always said like, your voice is really delicate and we don't want to hurt the voice. And I'm like, I probably could have been like, I feel like my voice would have been healthier had I had vocal coaching earlier, because I would not have just continued to push through all the time. We don't know that. I'm just making an assumption.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So.
I agree though. I think not like the earlier the better. I don't like limitations, but I do feel like the more kids understand their voice as part of the instrument and how to take care of it from a younger age, the quicker they can start to control it better and like be healthy about it. And
totally agree.
I don't know. I feel like I would want that for my future child if they want to be musical too.
Yeah. Well, when we're really young, like when we're an infant, our like larynx and our epiglottis are like fused, so that way we can like nurse children, like we can feed children and they can still breathe through their nose, right? And as we grow, they unfuse and like slowly develop more and more until we hit like 20-ish, 25, usually around like 21, 18, between 18 and 21, we get like, okay, we're fully like developed, and then we start to ossify, so we start to decay. Rip.
Decay.
We're already decaying right now. You're decaying right now if you're over 21. Yeah, sorry. But sometimes ossification is very good. It helps you actually sing better. That's why like opera singers are like always a little bit older, because their ossification is actually like giving them. Well,
and I've even heard Kelly Clarkson say she's in her 40s now. She says, "I'm a better singer now than I ever was in my 20s."
Yeah,
she sounds so much better now.
She sounds so good.
She's amazing.
Yeah, and that could be ossification. It could be partially ossification, but also she might just like know her.
We need to do an episode on the opposite, not young singers, but more like I don't want to say old singers,
elder.
Starting to sing later in life. That's a whole other episode. So, what's the youngest student you guys have ever had? I think for me it was 6.
5.
I had a 4-year-old piano student, so I don't think they count. But I was like, this kid can't even make a 2 with their fingers, and you want me to teach them piano?
Oh my gosh.
But the parents were really pushy on it, and so I was like, okay. I think like 7 or 8. I'm remembering we had a student a few years ago. I can't remember how old she was, 6 or 7.
Yeah. Well, and you worked with Ireland, and I think I was working with her when she was 6, and then you took over, because I was like, I am overwhelmed.
She must have, she must have been 8 when we started.
Oh, really?
7 or 8.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tricky because like their attention spans are so limited.
Yes.
Goldfish.
Very much so. The biggest part is like keeping them interested in what they're doing. So what do you guys think is a good age for kids to start voice lessons?
I feel like 8. I mean, it kind of depends, because I mean, like you said, Ireland started at 6, but she literally said at 5 years old, "Mom, I want to sing. I want to take voice lessons." If your kid is so staunch in knowing what they want, like
do it. Like find somebody who can do it.
If they keep asking, you know what I mean?
I feel like it depends like on if the kid is asking for lessons, or like, I really want to learn how to sing, or the parent is like, you should learn how to sing.
Yeah.
Because then that's going to determine how much they actually apply themselves to the craft. Because I've had like, I remember this little girl I had once. She was like on her own. She was turning on her Zoom call, and like she was like 6 years old from China, like putting up her YouTube links and whatnot.
Wow.
Like, you were amazing. And I've had kids where it's like the dad is doing this, and then they're holding them and like, no, sit down, like stay put. I'm like,
that's so hard.
It's a lot. So I think it depends on the kid.
Because that feels like you're in like a moral situation where you're like, I'm actively participating in maybe this kid like hating music, even though I'm not. You know, like, you're there. So, and I had a situation with this 4-year-old piano student where it was like, the kid did not want to be there. And it's like, I don't want to like create these bad memories surrounding music. That's so hard, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I think I think like 8, 7, 8 is usually good. I started when I was 9, but I had been asking, like, I think as long as you have a teacher who isn't going to like push you past the limits that you have, like physically as a singer, and talk to your voice teachers, like ask them questions to see what they know, or like what kind of music they might give to your kid or something like that. Like as a parent, you just got to be vigilant in your questions,
Yeah. And that can be hard. Like if you didn't grow up around music, like as the parent, right? If you as the parent didn't grow up around music or you never took lessons or anything like that, but your child is interested in it, you're like, I don't even know what questions to ask. Right.
Yeah.
So I think what's important for kids when they take voice lessons is like for the parent that the parent trusts the teacher and doesn't intervene too much. Parents, we love you. But also please let us do our jobs.
Yeah.
And if we say that, hey, like your kid is really great, but we really have to be careful with the belting. Like we have to work on our head voice so that we can keep the instrument healthy, because we see this all the time. I was that kind of kid too.
No,
belty, loud all the time, and no head voice, right?
Same.
And so our job as teachers then is to be like, all right, cool. They love doing this, but we also need to make sure that we do this other stuff so that they can sustain or like, continue do the belty thing so that, they're not blowing out their voice, right? And so if we say that and then you're like, but I want my kid to belt or whatever, then it's going to be really hard for everybody involved, for the kid, for you as the parent, and for us as the coach to really get where we want to go. So we understand that you want your kid to belt or your kid wants to belt, but there's a process to get there. And us as the teacher, we would hopefully know the process to get there. So please trust us that we know the process and that we can get your kid there.
And that it takes time.
And that it takes time.
Oh my God. Like, especially with a young voice, like, obviously every singer is very specific, but because it's such a little tiny voice box, like it's gonna take a lot of time to those muscles to get that memory and like for it to lock in mentally. Like I need to learn how to use my breathing correctly. Like it's a lot for a child.
Yeah, I like to use the metaphor like, would you just like have your kid go into a gym and start lifting 300 pounds?
Yes.
Like belting can be like really strenuous on kids' voices, and so it's like we can't just walk in and lift 300 pounds. That would be detrimental to your kids' like development and growth, and their confidence, honestly. So it's one of those things where, you have to build it up. You have to, it's not instantaneous. Like, occasionally we run into those prodigies that are on America's Got Talent or something like that, but it's good to trust. If you go to a voice teacher and they're like, this is out of my league, that that's a good teacher, because they'll be like, I don't think that I can help you, but let's send you somewhere where we can help you if you're in a situation where you have a prodigy.
Yes.
But yeah, kids are interesting. It's tricky,
It is, because you want to keep it fun for them. So you want to do the things with them that they want to do, but we also have to, because we have their best interests at heart too, we have to balance like what they want and what they need.
Absolutely.
Right. And so we just do our best to try and figure that out, how we can get there.
Yeah, and also I feel like building a foundation musically, not just like with their voices, but like ear training and like whatever type of exercises we're having them do, it's gonna develop their musicality as a whole. And then when they're 12, 13, they have a better pitch and they're quicker. And
they can hear those like arpeggios and stuff like that. That's a struggle a lot of people have. They're like, do, mi, so, mi, do, or like pointing out things on sheet music or like on a chart. I'll be like, oh, see how it does that? That's what that means. Or so that's what this means, like mezzo di voce or not mezzo di voce, mezzo piano, things like that. Just so it's kind of like, okay, we can put put the pieces together slowly, you know?
When I was teaching Ireland and you took over then, and I was very thankful for that because I just don't have the bone to teach children. I just cannot. And so before you took over and I was teaching the 6-year-old girl and she was great, right? But it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do to keep her interested? I called my mom, and my mom's a kindergarten teacher and has been for 40 years. She knows how to deal with kids. She's not a voice teacher. She's a kindergarten teacher. But I'm like, I have the voice expertise. I need the handling children expertise. Mom, help me. And so she was like, yeah, you have to do a lot of musical education with them, not just singing, but also the whole musical education behind it. So she was like, take a toilet paper roll, like an empty, like the cart, like the, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And then staple it on one side together, put some dry, like popcorn, not popped popcorn, but the kernels, popcorn kernels in it, and then staple it together on the other side then too, and then it becomes like a little homemade shaker.
Oh, that's so cute.
Right? So I was making shakers with Ireland so that she could like sing and shake at the same time for some like rhythm stuff.
Yes, perfect.
Right?
Beautiful.
So
Amazing.
that's a credit to my mom. Thank you, Mommy. She's the best. I never would have had that idea to do it. Huh?
What's your mom's name?
There's Ursula.
Shout out to Ursula.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
We call her Mommy.
Moby.
Mommy. Mommy.
Shout out to Mommy.
So yeah. And because you don't really want to be singing for like 30 minutes straight.
They don't
want
to either.
Yeah.
And also lyrics are a thing. Like I remember because at first I wasn't really, and still I'm not honestly, like at what age kids are fluent in reading, and like I was like, do you know how to read lyrics? Like,
oh yeah, that's
like, how do you learn them if you don't know how to read? You know, like so like working in sections instead of like a 3-minute song, we just do the verse, and then repeat until you can like close your eyes and sing it. Like there's like little things, and every kid is different. I was like, I had to ask the dad, like, can she read? And she's like, a little. I was like, oh, okay, that's helpful.
Yes,
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I was like, I asked my mom, at what age did I learn how to read? Like,
I don't know. First grade, kindergarten? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
6, 7?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
You have to do like sight words in kindergarten, so you have to like do like 40 to 100 like sight words, like cat, mouse, things like that. Mom, dad.
Okay.
Things like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, but like fully reading
Yeah,
a
like
line
fully reading a book, I don't know. 3rd grade, 2nd grade?
See, I was very late with reading. Just my brain, I fell on my head one too many times as a baby. So I'm just not a good reader. Still to this day, am not, but that's okay. Anyways.
You're doing great. And yeah.
Thank you. I turned out just fine. So that's like for the little itty bitty kids, right? Now, when we reach teenage years, the voice also changes. For boys, it's a very apparent change. They start cracking all over the place, and then they like drop down there, and then they speak down there. But girls also go through vocal changes too. So how do you guys navigate that in your singing lessons, and help setting expectations with the kid and the parent and all the above?
Yeah. Well, the thing about voice changes in puberty is that everybody experiences a voice change. It doesn't matter what your sex is, you do experience a voice change. They just kind of happen a little differently. Like you said, the like testosterone dominant, like male larynx. Yeah, we really hear that shift. Yeah. And when we're in that land, there's usually only like 1 or 2 to 3 notes that they can sing, which is, and there's a lot of different like theories on whether or not it's good to just sing through it and just kind of sit with it and just accept it and know that it's gonna end soon, right? And there's also let's just not sing at all because it's gonna kill their confidence.
Yeah,
so it kind of depends on like the situation.
So it's not necessarily a physical harm, but more like the confidence, the mental side of it.
Yeah, the mental beating of, okay, I could sing this and now I can't sing anything at all. You know what I mean? Which is so sad. I struggled with it. I had a student like my first year teaching voice, and he just had this massive break, could sing like falsetto, could sing really low, and then nothing in the middle. And it's like, okay, we just have to keep sitting with this. And it was actually making him so much more stressed out than if we had just maybe taken like a couple months off, let him just sing in choir and then go back to it. But it's really hard with boys because it's already like a risk when they're a boy to be in a choir. You know, I feel like socially it can be, you know, beat up, and we love you and you're safe here.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. But so, yeah, and then struggling with like having like some issues, right, can make it so much harder. So that's the thing with that's the thing with boys. With girls, they just get like this, like we call it a glottal gap that happens in their voice. It's when their like inner arytenoid doesn't close all the way. So it's when your vocal folds go like this. And it's when they don't fully close on the bottom. So you get like this little hole. And so you get this like gap that kind of comes through. And so you kind of have to work to close that gap. And usually it doesn't like close by itself until you're about like 16 or 17, maybe even like 18. And sometimes people never close their gap, but if they're not singers, it doesn't matter as much. You know what I mean? But like I had a student back my first year teaching, and I didn't know that you could get a glottal gap. So I had like this 7th grade girl who like couldn't sing clear. And I was like, oh my God, she must have nodes. Like I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I sent her to a laryngologist. I sent her to get scoped. I was like, I can't get a clear tone on this girl no matter what I do. Well, it turns out that's just normal. That's just something that happens. That's just science, you know? And it's like one of those things where it's like, dang, I never would have known that. You know what I mean? Like, but that's just something to think about. So if you're teaching or your kid has like a slight like breathiness to their tone, it's going to go away. It's going to go away. But yeah, no alarm bells. You don't need to freak out like I did. I was like, oh my God, did I do something? You know, like, did I do that? You know, did I do that? So
I feel like also teaching them patience, because I had this girl, I had her like a couple of years, and I got her, she was given to me when she was like 13, and I stopped teaching her when she went to college. When she was like 17, 18. So I saw the whole wide range. Like she came singing like super high up and like super kind of like bright and kitty, but like strong. And then with that change around like 14, 15, I was like, oh, suddenly the head voice is a little bit weaker. Like the belty mixed notes are a little bit breathier. She can't have that much power. And it was just like, patience, baby child, like it's gonna be fine. But like teaching her how to breathe properly, how to use her body, like get different textures, different tones in other places of her voice. And then the darker tones came, and like, okay, like her voice settled a little bit more. It's just like patience and like treating the instrument with care and love and attention without being like, because that's how they feel. That's how I felt.
It feels like the worst thing in the world when it's happening to you, and because you don't have our experience, like the experiences we've had at this point. So it's hard because you want to honor it. And you're also like, I promise it's gonna be okay.
Be fine. I remember being like 14, playing Demi Lovato's Skyscraper.
You told me
literally that song, dude. I cannot. I like would sing that part. Try to tear me down. That part like over and over. My brothers were like, "Shut the hell up!" Like because I couldn't get that clear mixed out. I couldn't. Because of the gap, right? So at that time, I don't know. I was just like, "It's not coming. It's not coming." And I'm like, eventually it came out, but I probably traumatized my family.
They can never hear that song again.
No.
Oh my God, I remember when that song came out and broke the internet.
It was so good. Still sing it to this day. Without a gap.
Without a gap.
That's right. I love that. I don't remember like the breathy, like ever having that, ever struggling
I didn't really
with
have
that.
it either.
Okay.
I didn't, but we were both like belty, chest voicey girlies. So
okay.
Yeah. I never experienced that.
Yeah, it depends on
Maybe
the
I
kid.
did, but I don't remember. I don't know.
What advice do you have for the parents of children that are enrolled in voice lessons, whether they're taking lessons with us or anywhere else, or they want to start enrolling in voice lessons?
I mean, like, ask them how they feel, like how your lesson was. Like, I feel like a lot of parents, and I would feel this way with my parents, like, I would be like, hey, I worked on this song, like here, and they're like, oh, that's nice. I'm like, no, like, it was so much work.
Yeah.
Like, you go through, whatever, however many weeks with a coach on this song or like on these couple of songs that were like a challenge, and then you show someone, especially your parent or your caregiver, and they're like, oh yeah, that's nice, honey. I'm like you feel like defeated.
Yeah.
And when your coach is like, yes, you did so good.
Yeah.
So I feel like being kind and gentle and like asking how they're feeling.
Showing interest.
It's so vulnerable to share, especially if they want to sing for you. Like, oh my God. Like, I'd be like, yes, sing to me.
Yeah.
I would put on, I'm sure we all did this.
Oh, I
put
did,
on
for
full
sure.
performances for our parents. And like, sometimes my dad, poor man, would wake up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym and work, and then would come home at 8 and then die. And I was like, Dad, here's me singing for half an hour. I mean, he'd be like knocked out
10 times in a row.
He was like gone. I remember I wrote this song and I showed it to him, and he fell asleep, and I was so mad.
Oh no.
I was like, he doesn't like me. My mom was like, he's just really tired, honey. I'm like, oh, but I wrote this song.
Yeah.
So just obviously, everyone and everything is hard sometimes, but just check in.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like mine is let your kid talk. Because sometimes when you're in a lesson, the parents want to make sure that you know and understand like what's going on, like how they're feeling. And so I guess for me, I'm always like, okay, and how about child, how do you feel about that? And then they like look at parent and I'm like, no, you tell me, tell me, you know what I mean? Because I understand that they're trying to get across like what the kid wants, and the kid might be really shy. It's just one of those things where, it's like, it's okay to let them float and have to figure out, how do I respond to this person I've never met before? How do I sing in front of this person who I don't know? You know what I mean? So I think that would be my biggest advice is let your kid like lead the conversation. Yeah. Express how they're feeling. And listen,
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's both great advice. And like I said earlier, just get out of the way and trust the teacher to do the job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And
Obviously we do love and care about your child, and we will do our best with them. Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. And it's okay if you tell us like what, like what you'd like and what your kid would like to be able to do and whatever, but then trust us that we know how to get your kid there, even if that doesn't happen today or next week or next month.
3 years.
And it might take some time.
It might not be the way that you maybe learned if you sang it all when you were younger. It might be different. We've there's been a lot of growth and research and learning that's happened. So it might look a little different, but we promise we're doing our best.
I love it.
Just have fun.
Have fun. Absolutely.
It's gotta be fun.
It's gotta be fun. Like the moment they start stressing or like being unhappy in a lesson, I'm like, no.
Yeah, this is not supposed to be stressful for you.
No, it should be a release. And like, if they love it, amazing. And if they don't, it's okay to step away. Maybe they'll come back.
Yeah. I love that. Well, thank you guys. And thank you for teaching the kids. Again, like I said, not every person is made for that. And I am not. And I have recognized that and accepted that.
And that's okay. That's okay.
For now,
too,
at least. And be like, lovely kids and lovely parents, I have the best coaches for you. It's not me, but it is Kate and Juliana. Thank you both for joining me and for taking care of our beautiful little kids and teaching them to sing whatever it is they want to sing with time.
With time.
Not today, but with time. Patience. I know it's hard. I'm the most impatient person ever, so I can totally relate. It's very hard, but we can get there. Love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you are interested in enrolling your kids in a session, or at least just trying it out, seeing what it's like, you can always book a session through the link below, and we'll be able to kind of come up with a plan of like how we can help your kids the best. But yeah, I can't wait to hear from you. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.